Dyson fans and air treatment, like this pure hot and cool air purifier with Wi-Fi technology. Order today, deliver tomorrow.
Let's go!
If you're finding it hard to get a loan, then help is at hand. With a guarantor by your side, you can borrow up to £10,000 over a period of up to 5 years with Amigo Loans. Your guarantor can be anyone aged over 18 with a good credit history. They're there to make the repayments if you don't. We aim to pay out within 24 hours and we'll make sure your payments are affordable. Join the thousands of people who've already chosen Amigo Loans. Representative 49.9% APR variable. Visit amigoloans.co.uk today.
When it comes to their Plus account, there are some things TSB just don't do. Like tempt you in with a great teaser rate and then take it away after a year. Or only give their best rates to people who are willing to pay a monthly fee. What they do, however, is give all their customers 3% interest on balances up to £1,500. Plus, anyone who breaks free from the banking relationship that's not working for them and joins TSB can get another £10 cash back every month as an initial thank you.
A hot peri-peri chicken one and a garlic mayo chicken one, please.
What do I get? I only want a friend who stayed to the end. What do I get? What do I get? Oh, what do I get? What do I get? Oh.
Big flavour wraps with 4 bold flavours. Which one will you get?
The Mercedes-Benz C-Class from £299 per month. Also available with 4MATIC all-wheel drive.
Nothing quite like Derby Day, whatever your allegiance.
Arsenal taking Chelsea apart here. And well, what a goal! What a brilliant goal! Becoming X-rated stuff, really.
New season, same old rivalry. The FA Community Shield, live on BT Sport.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Well, this the goal that separates the sides in Morocco. A rather audacious finish, wasn't it, from Djibril Sidibe. Came with just under half an hour gone. Leonardo Jardim's side striking first in the Trophée des Champions final, the curtain raiser in French football. It's really been a very good first half. Great link-up play, great counter-attacking football. Clive Allen from Monaco to take the lead just at the stage of the game where Paris Saint-Germain looked like they were seizing the initiative, certainly the control.
Yeah, and this is what this Monaco side can do, because as you rightly say, it was a period where PSG were controlled possession, probing, trying to open up that Monaco defence, but they regained possession, counter-attacked as they do so efficiently. And interestingly, it was Tielemans, the new acquisition, who played the through ball, picked the run of Sidibe. Brilliant finish to give them the lead.
And PSG attempting to turn this around to win the Trophée des Champions for the 5th year in a row and for a 7th time overall. Last 4 years they've beaten Bordeaux, Guingamp and Lyon twice to claim the season's first domestic silverware. This Monaco's first final in this competition since the year 2000, when they beat Nantes on penalties after a goalless draw. But they have scored tonight. It's whether they can maintain the lead or even better it in this second half. But one thing's for sure, it has been an entertaining game so far, this Trophée des Champions final. Two very good teams who are keen to perhaps each lay down a marker ahead of the new campaign.
Yeah, I think it's vitally important. I think that there's no doubt both teams are playing very, very strong sides. They're looking to try to make a mark even at this stage of the season against one another, because I think they both know that if either of them are going to come out on top at the end of the season, it's going to be finishing above one another.
Monaco's last win over PSG just under a year ago at the Stade Louis II, the 3-1 victory in the league. Thiago Silva, the player, going down there. Just to remind you, by the way, at the start of the second half of a forthcoming attraction tomorrow on BT Sports, also available in 4K UHD, the Betfred Cup, a derby for us at Dens Park. Dundee against Dundee United, always a very fiercely contested fixture.
That will be a friendly affair, I'm sure, even at this stage of the season.
Here's Falcao with Mbappe, the furthest player forward. Width provided here by Sidibe. Good movement from Mbappe. The ball in towards Falcao! Normally the sort of service he thrives off.
Well, he laid the ball wide, but what he did was brilliant in way he continued his run. Sidibe picks him out. I wonder if Lemar gave him the shout that he needed, because he was just behind him. Looked as if maybe that delivery was in the path of Lemar, but Falcao powering the header high, but over. Again, good break from Monaco. Quality cross, playing the ball and moving off of that ball to give the player in possession lots of options.
21 league goals for Falcao last season, 5 in 8 appearances in the Champions League that shouldn't be forgotten as well. What a return to prominence, a return to form it was for Falcao. There's a problem off the ball here. Tielemans was asking the referee to stop it. Looked like that might have been a knee problem for Sidibe, we'll see. Kurzawa has overhit the pass intended for Meunier.
Well, I think he was caught by Motta. Motta was on the ball. He's rubbing that left shin, is Sidibe.
Well, he's going to be absolutely crucial, isn't he, going forward? For Monaco, such an impressive first season with the club after he arrived from Lille a year ago.
And he's playing in that further advanced position with Touré at right back. Sidibe, who predominantly was right back last season, behind Bernardo Silva in front of him. A lot of thought on that face of Unai Emery, the way that even at this point of the season, Adam, it's vitally important that his PSG side try to initially get back into this game and make sure they're not defeated in this competition.
How hard is it, Clive, when you come into a game against a side as good as Monaco, as confident as Monaco in the first game of the season with silverware at stake, to be anywhere near your best? You must be some way off it.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter who you are, what preparations you've done. The training regimes, obviously, are all very, very highly thought out, and certainly there's nothing like the match tempo and intensity of a competitive game, which obviously both teams are experiencing this evening.
Kurzawa finds himself further in field here, the left back, and he's been caught there by Djibril Sidibe, who's going to see yellow here.
I think that was bore out frustration at a challenge earlier where he was caught by Thiago Motta. He dives into that challenge. Sidibe picks up the first yellow card of the game.
It's been a good spirit to it by and large, hasn't it? Well, there was nothing good about that really from Sidibe.
No, completely mistimed, and Kurzawa rides the challenge. Alves again on the free kick.
He had one in the first half, didn't he, Dani Alves? 3 times a Champions League winner, twice a Europa League winner, 6 La Liga titles he's won in his career as well. What a wealth of winning experience he brings with him to Paris Saint-Germain, which Juventus benefited from last season. Thiago Silva's there too. This is going to be Dani Alves though. Oh, what a hit! An amazing way for Dani Alves to open his Paris Saint-Germain account. That is a stunning strike from the Brazilian. You simply do not stop those, and Paris are on terms in Morocco.
Subasic looked completely bewildered, but that is something quite sensational. I'm not so sure that he's ever hit a free kick as sweet as he does here. Look at the way he strikes it. It moves away to the goalkeeper's right, and it just doesn't deviate from exactly where he wants it to end up, in that top corner. What a magnificent strike. Power, pace, precision from Dennis Glick.
Sidibe, a reminder we must have a winner tonight. Won't be extra time though. If it is level as it is now at full time, it goes straight to penalties. Just the start, though, that Paris Saint-Germain and Unai Emery needed to this second half, as Verratti skips past a couple of challenges and looks for Edinson Cavani, who's looking to get in behind here, goes down just, was it on the edge or slightly inside the area? I think just on the edge. That's certainly what the referee's indicated.
Yeah, the referee's absolutely right, because Cavani does really well. He gets across Glick, just puts his body in front of him. Glick has no other option than to clip Cavani, who's bearing down on goal. He picks up a yellow card for his challenge, and rightly so, because for me, there, he just kicks through the back of Cavani's legs. It is outside the box, but is that denying a goal-scoring opportunity, Adam? Certainly questionable. Maybe Jemison's in a covering position, but the referee's got it absolutely right for me in the position that he's awarded the free kick.
And there's no surprise, really, is it, that Dani Alves has moved himself again to the front of the queue here and is looking to place the ball, and Subasic will be worried. But if anything, this might actually be a little bit harder because of how close it is.
Adam, you're absolutely right. I think it is because of the distance, because from this distance with the wall, he's got to get it up and down far quicker than he did from the one that he scored the sensational equaliser from.
8 minutes gone in this second half. We've already seen one stunning free kick from Dani Alves. Is he about to score another one here?
He's certainly going to take it. You can see it in his eyes. He's focused, he's ready. He couldn't, could he? He couldn't do it a second time.
And maybe it's just a sign, Clive, of things to come in the league and season as to how these two really are going to go. You would think toe-to-toe for much of the season. PSG surely will start the season as favourites when you bear in mind the players that have departed Monaco. But there's still no lack of quality and talent and balance, although they're having to defend again here. It's certainly PSG trying to take the game to the title holders.
Yeah, second half performance has been very, very good from PSG.
Mbappe
pulled back by Verratti.
10 gone in this second half. It's absolutely flown by.
There's an intensity. There's definitely two teams that desperately want to win this trophy this evening. Very, very good pre-season exercise for both of them.
Mbappe with the turn. Congo.
For Monaco to get back in front.
I have to say, other than not managing to hit the target there, Tielemans so far on his competitive debut for Monaco has been very impressive in that central midfield area. A player who really does have a lot of promise and will be no doubt very exciting to watch this coming season in Liga. Always been intrigued to see where he would move after Anderlecht.
But it looks to be a right fit. Already you can see he slipped into the right side of midfield there alongside Fabinho. Looks very, very comfortable. Made the all-important pass for that C2B goal.
15 years he was with Anderlecht. Made his Champions League debut for them at 16 years and 148 days. So, may only be 20, but has a lot of experience for a player of just 20. Here's Rabiot. Tielemans looking to dispossess him, and does. More evidence of how he seems to be settling in very quickly. Sidibe with Falcao and Mbappe beyond him. Look for Mbappe. Important intervention there by Thiago Silva.
But immediately he's looking for that run of Mbappe, and when he takes off, he is so dynamic, so explosive.
Have to say, Clive, a real high technical standard at times in the game as well. Two teams who are way off, you would think, anywhere near their best in terms of this being so early on in the campaign, the first competitive game, but there's been no lack of commitment either.
I just think it has everything. Commitment, quality. Really is a first-class encounter.
Sidibe. Tielemans. Sidibe. Falcao calls for it in the middle. And Mbappe was there as well.
Well, Mbappe checked out to the edge of towards the edge of the box. He was looking for the pull back, and Falcao was trying to attack that far post. But again, that was one of their hallmarks of last season for me, the quality of crosses that Monaco deliver time and time again. Whenever they're in a crossing position, they will deliver the ball because they know they've got strikers who want to be on the end of those crosses.
Tielemans. Have to say, Mendy down that left flank for Monaco last season delivered more quality crosses than I think any other player I saw in European football.
Yeah, and that I think will be a massive bonus for Manchester City. They saw that, that's why they invested in him heavily.
Of all the players who have left Monaco this summer, he fetched the biggest fee.
He did, yeah. I was surprised because I did feel that Bernardo Silva was the outstanding player of the season in French football last season, if not Europe.
Headed wide by Glick.
But when you look at this Monaco team tonight and the evidence of the performance, it certainly, you wouldn't say that they've lost so much valuable talent. It certainly hasn't undermined the way that they've performed this evening.
Well, there aren't many clubs anywhere who could afford to sell €160 million worth of talent and not let it affect them in some way, but it's in towards Rabiot. Why? That was a chance.
That is a good chance because it's a good run from Rabiot. He gets just inside Glick as the ball's delivered, and he has the perfect opportunity to power the header on target. He does everything right except for the finish. As you can see, it's a good run. He ducks inside Glick. He meets the ball, the cross, perfectly, but he just doesn't get the accuracy.
He was briefly with Manchester City as a youngster. Rabiot. Here's Meunier. Dani Alves, the Paris goal scorer, and what a goal it was too. Rabiot. New Ligue 1 season gets underway next weekend, and on Friday night the opening game is from the Stade Louis II, Monaco against Toulouse. And then on the Saturday we have Saint-Etienne against Nice for you. Dani Alves with the cross. Well, it wasn't, I think, an intended cross, but it almost turned into a shot. Needed saving by Subasic.
Yeah, Subasic had to be alert because it is a miss-hit cross from Alves, but it nearly creeps over the top. I think he's just having a quiet word with Cavani there, saying, I was trying to pick you out. Subasic does well just to turn it over.
He's everywhere at the moment, Dani Alves, isn't he, on his competitive debut here, which he's already marked with a goal. Rabiot. There's the cross towards that back post. It was a good cross as well, and Glick sliced it clear as it just about stayed in. No, it hasn't. It's going to be another corner.
Yeah, and it's the two centre-halves who's nearly linked up there. Marquinhos rising at the back post, and Silva waiting for the knockdown. Didn't quite manage to get it back across to him.
Here comes Dani Alves again. Get it near a blue shirt on that occasion.
I think it's been a much more positive second half from PSG. Obviously they were trailing at the break, but they've come out on the front foot in this second half.
Dani Alves once more, and he's now been involved in 4 goals in his 3 competitive games against Monaco. 2 goals and 2 assists. Seems to enjoy playing against them. Here's Thiago Motta. Marquinhos. Width provided here by Meunier. And now Dani Alves, 3 to aim at in the middle. It's Rabiot! And it's Paris Saint-Germain in the lead. Unai Emery's side have turned it around in Morocco. He planted that header home. And it's certainly been Paris Saint-Germain's half so far.
Well, he had an earlier opportunity just a few minutes ago, but this time he wasn't going to pass up a second. But it's all come from the work of Dani Alves. He started the move, he ends up on the byline. He delivers a delicious cross back to Rabiot, who this time meets it on the full but has got everything right about it. Alves gets the run to the byline, Wonderful little chip cross, and Rabiot powers the ball into the back of the net. Unstoppable header. PSG, on the evidence of this second half, deserved the lead.
Well, what a performance it's been here from Dani Alves. So influential, the 34-year-old who has arrived on a free from Juventus this summer. They were so loath to see him go. They didn't want him to leave. Turned down Manchester City. What an asset he's going to be, it would seem, to Paris Saint-Germain. Scores a beauty of a free kick, then provides the assist from which Rabiot puts PSG in front.
And look at the delight from Unai Emery. He knows how important that is. The way that his team have turned this game around. But he will be delighted with the performance of Dani Alves. Commitment, desire and quality that was needed. Wonderful quality with a free kick, and again with a cross for the second goal.
How big is it, Clive, particularly for young players, when they see a player of that level of experience and with that many medals coming into a dressing room? What does it do for the club?
Well, you just look at people like that and you want to understand and try to find out what makes them so successful. And when you see an attitude that he showed tonight and quality, you realise the standards that you have to set yourself to be one of the best. And I think sometimes that goes unnoticed within football clubs, that good experienced players are so vitally important.
Foul here by Tielemans. I guess the obvious question I should ask you, Clive, as well, in terms of the way this is panning out, what's gone wrong for Monaco in this second half?
Well, I just think they've just eased off, and it's only a fraction from the intensity of their performance in the first half. And PSG have definitely come out. I think Unai Emery's had some strong words for them in that half-time break, and they've responded in the perfect way.
Ronnie Lopez coming on here then for Monaco. Spent 4 years at Manchester City as a youngster. Was on loan at Lille last season and did very well indeed, actually, Ronnie Lopez. Terence Kongolo is the player who's coming off. Thiago Motta, calming influence in that midfield for so long now for Paris Saint-Germain. Motta into his 7th season at PSG, turns 35 next month, signed a new one-year contract this month as well.
A little bit of a shuffle for Monaco, with Lopez coming on the right-hand side in the role that Sidibe was playing, and looks like he's gone back into the left-back position. Jardim trying to affect his team to get them back into this competition.
I was telling you earlier about games we have coming up from Ligue 1's opening weekend. Next weekend, 2 games coming up on the Sunday. Lille against Nantes, that from 1:45. It's on BT Sport 3, as is Angers against Clive's former club Bordeaux. Sunday at 4 o'clock for that one. It's a warm night to be wearing a suit. Around 30 degrees in Tangier today. A low of 19 degrees. Here's Pastore. 4 inside the box. The pass intended for Rabiot, whose goal has separated the sides right now. Here's Pastore again. Tielemans couldn't win it back. Rabiot. Dani Alves. They haven't really got Mbappe in the game in this second half.
No, and that's been an example of Monaco's performance in the second half. They've been a little bit sloppy in possession, and then when PSG get on the ball, they keep it, they're comfortable. Monaco are finding long periods of the game now, especially in the second half, where they're not able to have possession of the ball themselves, getting frustrated.
I have to say, in terms of their start to the season, the fixture computer was pretty kind to PSG. 3 of their first 4 Ligue 1 games are at home. Hosts newly promoted Amiens on the opening weekend. They visit Guingamp after that, and then they're at home to Toulouse and Saint-Etienne. Monaco face Toulouse, Dijon, Metz and Marseille to begin with.
I just wonder how vital that could be in the start of the season, and PSG picking up maximum points in the early games.
Pastore, blocked by Glick as Blaise Matuidi is prepared to come on. Could do here, actually.
I think it's just an example, isn't it, of the strength in depth that Unai Emery has to select from.
Carrillo is the player Leonardo Jardim is just having a word with here. Thiago Motta. Dani Alves. This is Meunier. Here's Dani Alves again, a golden assist so far in this half for him. I mentioned earlier how he got frustrated at Juve because apparently they wouldn't let him put his music on in the dressing room. I suspect they'll let him have his own stereo system in the dressing room.
I was just going to say, yeah, he'll be choosing the sounds in that PSG dressing room for the coming weeks, that's for sure.
So then, a change from either coach here. Oh, Kylian Mbappe, one of those being taken off with 20 minutes to go. I have to say that's a bit of a surprise. Although we are still, I suppose, technically still in pre-season. Kylian Mbappe off. Guido Carrillo is the player coming on. Argentinian, signed from Estudiantes for €8.8 million 2 summers ago. And Blaise Matuidi on here, player who's consistently been linked with a potential move away from Paris this summer, but on for Thiago Motta.
Yeah, I think with the Mbappe substitution, that's certainly with a view to the coming season, how important he's going to be for Jardim, if he still is at the club. But a young man who's still showing wonderful examples of the undoubted ability he has.
It's easy to forget, isn't it, that it's less than a year ago, it was in October of last year, that Mbappe was still playing for Monaco's second team. Still only 18, shouldn't lose sight of all that, I guess. Maybe it's sensible, really, from Jardim to take him off. Here is Fabinho. Lamar continues his run. This is Toure. Goalkeeper up to try and initially come for the cross. It was a teasing ball in there.
Good header from Marquinhos at that back post as Falcao's bearing down on him.
Tielemans. Glick. Toure just slips as he crossed in there towards Glick.
I just wonder, and I go back to the question about Bernardo Silva there, that creativity that Monaco had with him on that right-hand side. Normally Sidibe behind him. That was so effective for Monaco. I just wonder how they're going to replace that quality and that inventiveness that they had last season without Silva there.
Well, last season's Ligue 1 title was Monaco's first major trophy in 14 years. That's since they'd won the Coupe de la Ligue in 2003. It had looked at half-time like they had a very good chance of making it 2 major honours in the space of a few months, but as I said earlier, it has been PSG's half in which they've scored twice and looking to try and threaten a third. Taken away from Cavani.
Yeah, he overrun the ball and ended up crashing into Glick as he cleared it. You can see here, he's late with a challenge.
Monaco might have beaten them to last season's league title, but there's no doubting PSG remain the team to beat in France. They've won 15 domestic trophies since the club was bought by the Qatar Sports Investments Group in 2011. 4 league titles, 3 French Cups, 4 League Cups and 4 Trophée des Champions. On their way to a 5th in a row here, unless Monaco can turn it around. And I have to say, there isn't too much sign of that happening at the minute, but with Monaco, the way that they play on the counter very often, you never quite know. You can never quite relax with them, can you?
No, you can't relax with them. I'm sure PSG are going to be aware of that. It will be an exercise for them to deny Monaco the opportunity.
Here's Lopez. And this is where they can move through the gears quickly. That's a brilliant challenge from Thiago Silva. Has been hurt in making it. That was excellent defending, though, from the experienced Brazilian.
Yeah, that's good to see. Both sets of players realise that Silva has certainly been caught there. And Sidibe as well.
He extended his contract until 2020. Back in December, Thiago Silva, one of 4 Brazilians in this current PSG squad. There's, in the middle of your picture there, Angel Di Maria, who's suspended for tonight's game. Kylian Mbappe cutting a rather forlorn figure down on the Monaco bench. You wouldn't know that he was a young man with the world at his feet, would you?
Adam, I don't mind that. I like to see that, because what I take from that is that he's a young man who wants to be out there playing. He doesn't want to be sitting there on the bench, and I think that's sometimes, although described as having attitude, I don't mind that sort of attitude. As we see the quality of cross from Alves, he's been so influential in this second half, and the thunderous header from Rabiot, which puts PSG 2-1 in front.
He's one of their own, isn't he? Rabiot came through the ranks at Paris, made his debut in August of 2012. I remember many times when he was linked with moves away from the club.
There's Drexler just sitting behind him, and Unai Emery pondering, obviously, the way that this game's going. What a tough job. I've got to say, a nice job, but what a tough job.
Well, I always felt that Laurent Blanc, in charge of Paris Saint-Germain, maybe not the most exciting of figures, nicknamed the Professor. And he was... I always got the feeling that maybe the club and the players and the supporters, not all of them, but a lot of them, always felt maybe they could do a little bit better than Laurent Blanc. But I always felt that he maybe didn't get the credit for the way that he kept the dressing room, by and large, on an even keel at Paris Saint-Germain. He let it manage itself, you always got the impression.
Absolutely, and that is an art in itself, especially with the group of players that they have. The undoubted quality they have in, some probably 35 professionals that they have who are considered first-team players for them. That's the big task that Unai Emery has, and the expectation that comes with that as well.
Of course, what a different man in terms of Unai Emery to Laurent Blanc in terms of characters. I mean, Unai Emery, a manager, I should say, who is really obsessive about his craft. Remember Joaquin, who used to play under him, said he couldn't cope with it much longer. Great ball in, headed behind by Glick, with Cavani just waiting in the background. He demands a lot of his players, Emery.
Yeah, he certainly does, and Meunier gets in on the right-hand side. On this occasion, you can see Cavani attacking that back post, Glick just getting into the good defensive position to deny that cross going through the 6-yard box.
Paris looking to threaten a third. Surely put the game beyond Monaco, but Saint-Maximin is being brought on here. Sidibe, the player who's going off, has had a couple of knocks in the second half. Sidibe, the man who'd opened the scoring in this game. Thiago Silva with the header wide.
Well, he's feeling the effects from that challenge from Silva. Certainly not going to take any chances. He's going to be vitally important this season.
Saint-Maximin is an option further wide here. There's a chance for him to cross. He tries to first time. The deflection off Kurzawa takes it into the path of Areola. Saint-Maximin, by the way, making his competitive debut here for Monaco. He's been out on loan for the last 2 seasons. Pastore, Edinson Cavani in the middle. And Verratti. And it's played back nicely here for Dani Alves to strike it.
Well, that was a wonderful move from PSG. It all started with the triangle in midfield. Verratti was instrumental. He continued his run forward and clipped that ball back into the path of Alves. That would have been a spectacular finish at the end of what was a magnificent PSG move. Verratti looks up, picks him out, just slices across it. It's blocked, but I think the shot's going wide.
It's going to be very interesting to see how much Dani Alves is used by PSG this season, because he was more or less safe for the Champions League by Juve last season. He only made 13 league starts for Juve last season. But the way he's played here tonight, you'd think that Emery will want to use him at every given opportunity.
Well, I just think that you've already seen the influence he's had upon this game, but I'm sure that he's having a new lease of life at PSG, and he'll be wanting to play as much as he can. I think you can see how important it is to Unai Emery. He's prowling that technical area. He knows that this is a big result for his PSG side, laying down a marker for the coming league season.
Well, he said before the game, and the word he used was, words he used, said, I want a huge performance from the players. It was never lost on him the significance of this game as Lopez plays forward to Lamar, who, been, by his standards, has been pretty quiet. It's Lopez with the cross, and it comes off Marquinhos, and it will be a corner for Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco have shuffled the pack with the introduction of the substitutes. Certainly Max Saman that's come in on the right-hand side. That meant Lopez has switched to the left. Carrillo's playing up alongside Falcao. Lamar has had a quiet evening.
In goes his corner, and the header's brilliantly saved, and Maximan with the shot. Great stop that was from Areola, because he must have seen that really late. Great reactions.
Good save, and then a magnificent block from Thiago Silva on the follow-up. Wonderful save down to his right-hand side, but just watch Thiago Silva, the way that he throws himself in the way of the block.
Into the final 10 minutes, as that time the shot is harmlessly wide, but had a scare there for Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, but good defending, and sometimes those things go unnoticed. When you see spectacular goals and great offensive play, the art of defending is so important. Again, as we see here, good stop, but that block there is magnificent from Silva.
Fine header from Carrillo as well, because he was having to go away from goal to get his head to that. Really had to use the neck muscles to get it on target. Fabinho. Well, Verratti shoving Fabinho to the ground here. The initial clash was with Dani Alves, and well, all a little bit unnecessary.
Well, he wasn't happy with the way that he lashed out at Alves. Alves dispossessed him, and then as he turned around with the ball, Alves was clever, he fell over, but there was a lash out from Fabinho, which Verratti didn't take kindly to. Ah, the referee's done well, because he's seen that. He's seen the way that Fabinho has lashed out. Verratti wrong for the way that he got involved. And Dani Alves walks away scot-free. Watch this. Just as he falls over, he draws the foul. That's what Verratti didn't like. He pushes Fabinho to the ground. It is a silly challenge from Fabinho. Verratti looking after his teammate. He picks up a yellow, as they both do.
Dani Alves barely flinched right throughout the whole of that, did he? Just let the young lads get on with it.
Used all his experience.
I've got to say, he might not have been happy about not being able to play his music in the dressing room, but he was, it seemed on the pitch, a wonderful influence for Juve when I watched them last season, particularly in the Champions League. Maybe not in the final so much, but in the run-up to it, he was so important, Dani Alves, for Juventus.
And that's why PSG have brought him in, because it won't be because he's going to play every game. It will be because the influence he's going to have in and around the club, on the younger players in particular, bringing that winning mentality.
To say for Ligue 1 in general, these are exciting times, with Monaco's threat to PSG's dominance, Nice's emergence last season, Lyon in that new home and ambitious. A revolution led now by Bielsa underway at Lille, Marseille with fresh enthusiasm and investment. Intriguing months ahead of us.
Yep, and vitally important that you get off to a good start, as it is in most of the European leagues. You lay down the early marker, you get off to a winning start.
Of course, PSG and Emery will be so eager to regain the title they lost to Monaco last season, but as ever, we know that the capital club will be truly judged on what they do in the Champions League.
Yeah, that seems to be the level and the marker that they're striving for, because of the dominance they've had in Ligue 1 until last season and the investment that they've made.
Are they about to spend around €300 million on Neymar as well? We'll see.
They could do.
And it goes from Tielemans, punched clear by Areola.
Yeah, offside given, but Areola was unaware of that. He had to be positive, came and punched well. He's not had a lot to do, Areola, this evening, but he's looked very competent.
Picked ahead of Trapp tonight. Trapp sent off, wasn't he, in that his last pre-season friendly, that bizarre incident where, well, he effectively committed 2 red card offences in that defeat to Spurs, handballed outside the box, and then he tripped Harry Kane. Referee was a case of take your pick which one he sent him off for, really.
I thought he was a little bit suspect last season as well. He made a few errors that were very costly for PSG at crucial stages of the season.
Unai Emery readying another change with just 5 minutes of normal time to go. Gonçalo Guedes is the player who's seemingly about to come on. There was plenty thought he would start this game, actually, particularly with Draxler and Di Maria not around, not available. Javier Pastore, the player coming off for Gonçalo Guedes. 30 million euro signing from Benfica in January. Actually made his debut in a 1-1 home draw against Monaco. Says he wants to emulate his compatriot Paoletta, who was for a long time PSG's all-time top scorer before Ibrahimovic broke that record. To score a competitive goal for PSG, Gonçalo Guedes.
Adam, that's going to be quite a task to live up to Paoletta and his consistency of goal scoring that he had while at PSG.
Fantastic player.
Well, it's been a fantastic game. Is there going to be some drama in the last few minutes? I think the way that PSG have played in this second half, they've controlled it. Monaco haven't had the threat, certainly, that they had in that first period.
Tielemans. If they can equalise Monaco, make it 2-2, there wouldn't be any extra time, by the way. It would just go straight to penalties if the scores were level at full time. Toure. Flag is up. Has the referee allowed it to go on here? Seems to have ignored the flag.
Yeah, he's played advantage. He's done really well there, the referee.
He's had a good game.
He certainly has, yeah. He's been very consistent.
Here is Alain Saint-Maximin. Rabiot's goal the difference here. That's nicely worked, though. Tielemans. Lemar. And towards Falcao. Header clear was by Thiago Silva. Fabinho. Lemar. Carrillo waits in the middle. Can someone find a telling cross here? Fabinho. Lemar. In towards Falcao. They're suggesting there should be a corner, and they're going to get one, Monaco, I think.
Yeah, I think Falcao's header was actually blocked. And that just took it away from the target. The pressure come on. Good delivery from Lemar with that left foot. And there you can see, I think there's a slight block on that from Rabiot. As Falcao's header is goal bound, it just takes a touch and goes away. Should have been a Monaco corner.
Falcao instinctively, immediately pointed to the corner flag, but ignored by the referee.
Well, 88th minute, first one he's got wrong, Adam. That's not too bad.
Yeah, he's done very well, the referee. Here's Toure. Tell you what, it's going to be fun and games in the Bundesliga and Serie A, isn't it? Coming up soon with VAR being introduced at the start of the new campaigns there.
Chaos.
Saint-Maximin. They're threatening here, Monaco. Tielemans with the ball in. PSG are sitting back a bit. That's overhit, though, by Glick.
Yeah, just at a time when he needed a quality ball out to the fullback. Glick's touch was heavy.
Last minute of normal time. Is there to be a late equaliser for Jardim's Monaco, or can Emery's PSG see this out as the Spanish head coach looks to make another change?
Yeah, I think that's a real indication of how important it is. He's taking Verratti out, just running the clock down. Referee trying to hurry them up. There's no urgency now.
It's Nkunku, the player who's coming on here for last season's treble winners. He's 19 years old, Christopher Nkunku. Made 8 Ligue 1 appearances last season, 5 of them starts. 3 minutes to be added on in Tangier. Here's Thiago Silva. Monaco, the reigning Ligue 1 champions, kick off the new season. I should remind you, live on BT Sport this coming Friday when they host Toulouse at the Stade Louis II. 2 away games follow that for them at Dijon and Metz. PSG take on newly promoted Amiens a week today in their first league game. That's followed by a trip to Guingamp. And this game, you would think, will really have helped both teams in their readiness for the new campaign. It's been a really good workout for both of them. They've extended and tested each other greatly.
Absolutely, and I think they'll go into the start of the season in really good shape.
Lamar with a bit of space to work with. There's his cross, and well, almost took a touch there off Rabiot. I think it might have done actually, but that with Areola.
Well, Glick's going crazy. He thinks it's handball from Rabiot. I wasn't so sure. I thought he played it. It is. He's right. It hits his right hand. It looks. The referee's on the blind side. He can't actually see whether it strikes Rabiot's right boot or right arm, but it was clearly his right arm, and he's still remonstrating with the referee now. Lamar's delivery, you can see here, the right arm of Rabiot, yep, just pats it down to the goalkeeper. Would have been a harsh one. Was it intentional? All those questions have to be answered by the referee. I don't think he clearly sees it.
Rabiot's the match winner as it stands. Has he got away with one there? Just over a minute of added time to go in Morocco. Toure. Is this run of domestic cup victories for PSG over Monaco about to be extended to 9? 9 wins in a row in cup competitions against Monaco. Incredible, really. Rabiot. And Nkunku. Well, his angle's just right there, Subasic.
Yeah, he just knows he's scrambling away to his left, and Nkunku's just trying to wind that ball into the far post, in off of the far post. You see the shooting angles there, the curled shot. Subasic just makes sure he covers the goal as it just goes agonisingly wide.
Dani Alves finds Meunier, Edinson Cavani wants it, it's just beyond it.
Oh, Cavani's furious. He knows he's in space, he just needs that ball rolled into him with the right weight, overhit.
Surely this is the last attack of the game. Lopez has to fire it in there towards Falcao. Drops for Saint-Maximin. Has to try and pick the pass. Headed clear as the referee checks his watch, and there's the full-time whistle. It is PSG's day. The cup holders have overcome the league champions. Unai Emery delivers the first silverware of the French season, his 4th major domestic honour in the space of a year. A marker perhaps laid down, one which Leonardo Jardim and Monaco will no doubt react to. Their 17-year wait to regain this particular trophy goes on, but their attention will now turn to defending the Ligue 1 title. Sidibe it was who opened the scoring after half an hour. Dani Alves with a stunning free kick 6 minutes into the second half, levelled it. And then he set up the winner, scored by Adrien Rabiot after 63 minutes. Full time in Morocco. Monaco 1, PSG 2.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Half the fat.
Really?
Oven baked, that's how they do it. Only half the fat, but so delicious. Oi!
What? You had me at oven baked. New Walker's Oven Baked. Deliciously baked for 50% less fat. And try New Walker's Oven Baked Fusions. Infused with delicious herbs and spices for a new dimension in flavour.
Now, you wouldn't want a hot air balloon that could almost fly, would you?